Hello everyone, this is Bishop. Welcome back to Checkmate. I am proud to read you the first chapter of the Prodigal Son book. Let's begin. The Prodigal Son. Even during the day it was night in Gotham. It was night in Gotham. It seemed like it was always night in Gotham to Jason Wayne, the Red Hood. He had died once, brutalized and blown up. The memory replayed in his head. It would always be with him. He had come to accept that. But that didn't mean the pain went away altogether. He took a deep breath and walked through the door of Wayne Manor. Jason always thought about the duality of Wayne Manor's hominess, its fireplaces, big windows, and soft curtains, contrasted with the Batcave, its dark metal surfaces and ambient light fixtures. Ha ha ha! He laughed aloud and shook his head. This was his home. Care to share the joke? He didn't hear her come around the corner. Selina could sneak up on anyone, even those with super hearing and can move faster than a speeding bullet. Selina Wayne prided herself in that. Jason raised his head and smiled at her. It's good to see you, Selina, he said, looking her in the eyes. He meant it truly. His eyes, for only a split second, flickered to the ring on her left hand. She nodded. It's been a while. Did you enjoy the beaches? For a second he was surprised that she knew where he was, but of course she would know. She was his wife. And it had been a while. 406 days to be exact, and you know what they say about every good deed. She leisurely walked over, silent as always, and wrapped her arm around his. Catwoman. She lived up to her moniker like few others. He thought of his goddess and smiled. She looked up she looked up to him with a curious eye. I'm sure you have a few good stories. He laughed again and began walking towards the dining hall. He looked at her with a rueful smile. Maybe a few by the end of the night. I'm sure you won't be disappointed by the end. She let her interest show plain on her face. He couldn't tell if she knew. If Diana had told Bruce, she would know, but she had promised she wouldn't when she had given them her blessing. And when Wonder Woman gives you her word, you trust her. He changed the subject. Is everyone here? The guest of honor is the last to arrive. Good. He wore black slacks and a white long sleeve shirt unbuttoned at the top. In the past he would have worn red somewhere on his person, but that was a different Jason. Trained but untempered, sworn but undevoted, a different man. With Selina wearing a one-piece tight black dress with no sleeves and an open back, she must be able to feel his armor underneath. Like the new man he had become, so was his armor new. More magic and less tech. The reason he wore it was also different. He was sworn to a different promise, now, a higher duty. He felt a soft vibration starting in his heart and going through his body and smiled. She would be his strength. He hoped by the end of the night his family would understand. His definition of family had changed over the years, going rigid and narrow as an alleyway to something broad and all-encompassing as the world. Don't worry, Alfred made sure Damien put his swords away, Selina Wayne purred. Well, everyone, thank you. That was chapter 1 of The Prodigal Son. There will be more later. Hopefully, you do not have to look at my face. But if you do, sorry for looking at a paper. I did end up writing this down and taking a few takes. So, if you see me, sorry. If you don't, I know how to edit. Goodbye, and thank you for watching Checkmate.